Hi, friends, and welcome to the March 31st edition of the AstroEnergy Astrology Show podcast with me, your astrologer in Orlando, Florida, Shelley Overton. So this week, we're going to talk a bit about a couple different things. First off, what's coming in the week and what to expect astrologically. But also, we're going to talk about money and what we can expect there because everybody wants to know. So what I'm going to do is teach you how to find money in the chart. But first, we're going to go over what's coming this week. So today is Friday the 31st, and we've got Moon in Leo. It's kind of a middle range moon right now, 11 degrees, first 11 degrees of the zodiac sign of Leo. And that means that the moon, our emotions are very closely linked to how children would express. It is fiery energy, it's creative energy. It is connected energy. We want to connect. If we can't connect, we seek out people to connect. We're very friendly in the sign of Leo. And we want to be the center of attention at times, and that can stem from the kind of darker side, the shadow side of Leo, where it doesn't necessarily feel it is part of the group and it wants to be part of the group. So we express the security side of the moon through Leo by seeking out people to connect to. It is, like I said, a really friendly sign, and friends are one of the things that Leo rules. And that means that they are actively seeking friendships. And in the Cancer energy, it's around home and family. So we can express this energy around home and family and want to spend time with our children. On Saturday, we've got Leo energy moon as well. And we also have a trine to Jupiter in Aries. As you can see in the chart here, Jupiter is in Aries at 19 degrees. The sun is at 10 degrees. Chiron at 15, Vesta at 23, Mercury at 25 of Aries. And the chart shape is a bowl, which means half the sky has all of the entities transiting through it. And that means that there's a high concentration of energy in one part of the sky. It means half the day we will be experiencing all the planets, and the other half will be kind of without them. And because it's early degrees, mostly Aries, Taurus, Cancer, and Leo, and a little bit of Virgo, Sirius is in Virgo. We do have Pluto in Aquarius and Saturn in Pisces. So it's pretty close to an exact bowl, although the moon moving into Virgo will make it a bucket. And that means that they're one of the planets or lights, as the moon is, will be a handle for the bucket. And that means that the entity on the other side will give kind of a counterbalance to a lot of the planets and show us things that kind of bring out an alternate point of view. We've got all the Aries energy is really expressing through assertiveness and aggressiveness. Mars in Cancer now is answering to the moon. Mars is the ruling planet of Aries, which means all the planets and asteroids I just listed answer to Mars in Cancer, which answers to the moon in Leo today. It will answer, all the Aries planets will answer to the moon throughout the time of Mars in Cancer, which is about a month. And as the moon goes through the week, it will go in Leo for creativity and center of attention, children. It will move into Virgo, which is education, teaching, and learning, as well as being of service, being in the medical field, and also being in the military. And then it moves into Libra, which is the energy of balance, seeking a partner as balance, the other. And it shifts us into the other half of the zodiac, which is all about the we. It is transpersonal, meaning about groups of people. And so this coming week ends with the moon in Libra. And that will be kind of wrapping up the story around partners or focusing on partners in the home. And then Virgo will be more of the realm of work and also service and all the other energies that I just mentioned. That's where we can see the expression going on for Mars when the moon is in Virgo. So moon in Virgo, Mars in Cancer, because we are a Cancer country in America, it may mean there is some kind of military event taking place next week as the moon goes into Virgo. And that happens, I'll just look it up for you. The moon goes into Virgo on Sunday at 6:57 a.m. Eastern and 3:57 a.m. Pacific. So Sunday, Monday, and part of Tuesday until the evening at 5:51 p.m. Eastern will all be the energy of Virgo, which again, it will bring a strong potential for learning, growth, and service, but also military action as Mars in Cancer looks for security and answers to that moon energy, and security with the moon in Virgo relates to health and medical professions and also the military. All the planets and North Node at 4 degrees Taurus, Juno at 11 degrees Taurus, Uranus at 16 Taurus, and Venus at 17 Taurus really shines a light on romance, on the romantic connectivity to another person. It is love. It is Venus, who is the goddess of beauty. So we focus on beauty. We focus on the expression of love in the feminine sense, of tactile qualities, wanting to feel things, wanting to maybe eat more. We are looking to grow things. It is about plants. It is about agriculture, and it is about money. So we're going to really experience all this. As long as Uranus is in Taurus, it will be alternative currencies, and Venus in Taurus means the actual retail or growing of money, retail goods, growing of money, um, looking at money as a very aware energy, because Venus slash Taurus are very grounded and materialistic in a certain sense. They understand money really well. And so Taurians are very good with money, and they also express through finance, through economics, things like that. Let's see, Pallas Athena is still in Cancer, still bringing out the idea of potential love relationship within the home. And we've got Pluto still at early Aquarius. And until May, he is going to be direct. In May, he retrogrades and gets back to Capricorn in June. So we've got this new energy really moving forward right now. And Aquarius with Pluto rules joint finances. And so it's also material goods of the relationship. It can be goods of the deceased as it rules the eighth house, but it is material goods and the collective money, the joint finances, and also collective meaning everyone in society. And that's especially true about Aquarius, because Aquarius is really the energy of how do we all fit together and support each other. So there's a certain energy around money with Pluto and Aquarius that is very detached from kind of the traditional material goods aspect that Pluto and Capricorn gave us. And so now in Aquarius, it's really showing us how we need to rely on community to get forward, to move forward. And because Pluto does rule that investments, joint finances, collective finances, the storyline with this is going to be a 22-year storyline of understanding how we are responsible for other people in our society. And it is going, I mean, the conservative mindset is very much Capricorn. The liberal mindset is very much Aquarius. And the difference is Capricorn looks for structure and rootedness, rooted, ROOT, and it looks to ground, it looks to have ambition, it wants to um, be more material. It is very material and very security minded and conservative with money. You go into Aquarius energy, and it's much more concerned about people and the environment. So money really takes a back seat. It is less important to people born with strong Aquarius energy. And now that Pluto is triggering the millennials, we are going to see more reining in of what we do financially. I know it seems like it's more chaotic, but at the early degrees of Aquarius is it's really where we see the culmination and the effect of Pluto having gone through Capricorn. And now we're seeing that expression where we can be more conservative, we're more concerned about where finances are. And the conservative mindset really expresses as a manifestation before we get into the full Aquarian storyline and really start to grow our understanding of the alternative, of the anti, which is going against something that is the norm. Capricorn is very much the norm. Pluto and Aquarius is very much quantum. It is eccentric. It is unusual. It is not the norm. It is the anti-norm. So we're going to see that. And that also means alternative currencies, which of course is crypto, will be something that will be growing over the next 20 years. And I've said this for quite a while since I've been talking about Pluto into Aquarius pretty much. And even though Uranus and Taurus has definitely given the cryptocurrencies a run for their money, pardon the pun, Pluto and Aquarius is going to make us more aware of the technology and how it can advance us and how it will advance investments and advance the mindset of the collective. So that's coming in. Saturn in Pisces. So Pisces is like a more intense energy of Venus. And so it's ruled by Neptune. Neptune is desire, Venus is desire. Venus rules Taurus and Libra. And Pisces is ruled by Neptune, which is also in Pisces. So we've been really coming to understand fluidity. And are we fluid with our money? Are our desires fluid? Are we on board with our desires? Are we giving over to our desires to increase our money and our financial situation? It is also people who have passed on because of the end of the cycle, the end of the zodiac ends with Pisces. And so Neptune in Pisces really gives us an awareness of how money passes from generation to generation. Saturn being the ruler of Capricorn and the conservative energy and the structural energy now in Pisces. Saturn in Pisces has some people scared, but I can tell you as a 0-degree Saturn in Pisces person, that's my natal Saturn. It is about creating structure from things that are emotional, really taking ownership and responsibility for the storyline around our awareness of things intuitively, about the past, about vintage goods, which I think will increase in sales. I just saw an Instagram story video, and it basically showed Salvation Army has so many donated items, at least this one particular store that was on the video, that it was going up above the partition in the store, just stacked up behind in the back room. So it really shows us our consumerism when it comes to goods in this country. And I think Saturn in Pisces will, because it rules vintage, really increase the use of recycling in clothing and retail goods. I think I've said this before, Etsy is going to do really well. I think in the next 20 years, Etsy, Mercari, Poshmark, all of the places online, eBay, that really get more mileage out of material goods are going to do great. I think we're going to be more aware of how retail is just out of control with our constant need to feed on new goods. And that's going to really shift. I think our mindset is going to really get on board with the Piscean energy. And Aquarians are kind of historically not very fond of waste. And so that mindset coupled with Piscean mindset is really, really strong in the next 20 years as Pluto's in Aquarius. And when he goes out of Aquarius, the 20 years after that, he will be in Pisces. And so Saturn, Neptune, Pluto, all in these signs, the children born from the mid to late 90s, well, mid 90s were in Capricorn, Neptune, Uranus, but Neptune, Uranus went into Aquarius in 97, 98. And then now Pluto's in Aquarius. So all these energies are really awakening to the idea of being more responsible to the environment, being more aware of processing of consumer goods. And we're going to start to see that much more. I think there is a tremendous market to be had in secondary good sales. So, if you're looking for a business, I would consider buying used items and packaging them for the consumer market. And I think you're going to do really well over the next 20 to 40 years. Yeah. So as far as what we can expect with finances and the recession. The recession, in my opinion, as an astrologer, not a finance person, not an economics major, but as an astrologer, I am seeing the idea of putting our money in places that will grow in a practical sense. I think that we are going to get more aware of how our mind really connects to money, connects to the things we buy. And I really see this time of recession, and I do think, honestly, it's a bit marketed to the public. That's the impression I get intuitively is definitely, hey, how can we take advantage of this recession and inflation and really, get our goods priced higher? And I don't necessarily feel it's a sincere, honest inflation. I think it was kind of marketed to us. And I think that the fear factor is driving it. And the fear factor is lower ego energy in the world. And spirit will bring in a greater understanding. And Pisces energy is about spirit. It's about understanding a higher way of looking at life and higher vibration that can help you with seeing the true nature of what's really going on. But ego really comes in when we come into this world, and the whole energy of ego is designed to protect and defend the person and the personhood. So it's a lower energy that is much more survivalist as opposed to Aquarian or Piscean energy, which is much more higher vibrating. So if you think of the opposite signs of Leo or Virgo, you got the ego and the center of attention and larger than life. Who am I in the spotlight for Leo? And Virgo can be very altruistic, but is also meticulous and self-effacing. And a lot of times in that self-effacing nature, really lets go of the selfhood and is not part of the collective either because they can be very lonely or disenfranchised. The energy from Mercury assigned to that Virgo energy is really disenfranchisement in a lot of ways. So people with strong Virgos are really good doing work alone and being on their own. It is the sign of the hermit in the tarot. You have that energy of Virgo wanting to connect but not being able to, where Pisces is having the opposite problem where they connect all too well. They and nod to Taylor Swift. She's coming up here in Tampa on April 15th. Got multiple people I know going to see her. So Aquarius is really the sign of the star in tarot, and that is expansion and awareness and high clarity energy. So with that being said, Pluto is the ruler of joint finances and goods of the deceased. So there is a very strong financial and monetary connection. And what that tells me is our joint finances are going to do better if we cooperate with community, if we have a committed partner to helping us grow a business. And if we look and think about alternative ways of doing things that do connect other people to us, it's very strong networking energy. And networking will be kind of the go to thing for the next 22 years. Saturn in Pisces for 2.5 years. It's going to be about giving structure to your dreams and your desires. And how does that look? How can we make our dreams and desires manifest in the material world? You can find money in the charts, in your chart or a general red chart with Taurus and with Venus, with Pluto and the sign of Scorpio. Also, Capricorn and Cancer. Cancer is very aware of money in the home energy. So a lot of times Cancerians are really good with money and keeping things tight. They can be very frugal. Around the home is where they express their energy. And the opposite energy in Capricorn is about what can we do for a career to be secure and to bring in money. And they are really good with understanding how systems work and the structure of money, whereas Cancer is more about nurturing the immediate environment, the smaller, closed in local energy of home and family. And so it is money in home economics, basically. So, yeah, Aries is the salesperson of the zodiac. Currently, with all the energy in Aries, sales and self promotion are really good arenas to do. Whatever you're trying to do financially, bring it into self marketing. Mercury communicates that energy, communicates the idea. Jupiter expands the physical energy and marketing goods. It can be also, and I didn't mention this before, but I did want to touch on it this week. Watch out for the energy of aggression around transportation with Mars in Aries, because I was out and about this afternoon and came across 2 accidents. And there have been so many emergency vehicles in my traveling in the car. It really is heightened awareness of emergencies with this energy. Jupiter in Aries, I don't like to say, but is also indicative of potential airline difficulties and disasters. Aries can be the accidents, Jupiter can be quick energy, not always thought through in Aries, and it is aggressive, it is accidents and emergencies. So that's a potential, especially with Mars in Cancer right now, squaring the sun. And then as the moon gets to Libra at the end of next week, that will oppose all the Aries energy, and there will be an opposition to Mars as well. So just pay attention to, let me see, the more likely time is when moon is in Virgo, because Virgo answers to Mercury and Aries, so that, and they're in conjunct and quincunx, so they're not really cooperative, and that will be late Virgo energy, which is going to be, I believe, Thursday of this coming week. No, late Virgo's early Tuesday morning, so that's more heightened time for potential accidents traveling in cars and vehicles. It is also neighbors and siblings, so they may have more potential for difficulty if they are Virgos or Geminis. And then also later in the week when the energy gets into Libra, because Libra does oppose Aries and squares Cancer. So I know this is a very quick run around astrology this week. Again, I've been super busy. I have other work that I have going on right now that really limits my time to do the podcast at the same time I've always done it. But I'm really trying to be consistent with that. So, kind of to synopsize the financial energy, marketing is really good right now. Taurian energy is about growth and alternative currencies, alternative ways of doing business, which is Uranus in Taurus, and Venus in Taurus is makeup and aesthetics, fashion, things like that are pretty good. The drive for security around money is Mars in Cancer, and that is just being more conservative, more frugal. Moon this week is going to highlight creativity as a means of bringing in income, and children, connectivity to children, and creative endeavors as a way of bringing in money. So arts, crafts, things like that. Virgo energy from Monday and Tuesday is going to be about hard work, practical habits, and also being frugal. And then doing the work, it is a sign of workaholism. And finally, later in the week, Libra is about finding a partner and being very careful and cautious around actions. We've got Scorpio energy ruled by Pluto in Aquarius now. So I have some energy in my chart that is actually being lit up, but it's probably a Saturn and Pisces energy. But definitely Pluto and Aquarius can bring about entrepreneurial endeavors and opportunities. So Scorpions are definitely going to be lit up for entrepreneurship. Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter. Your fortune is self-promotion. Capricorn, your energy is now finding out about alternative ways of investment, alternative ways of earning money, and alternative careers with Pluto and Capricorn. Moved out of Pluto and Aquarius, moved out of Capricorn. And then finally, Pisces, your energy, well, actually, not finally, Pisces energy is going to be more about creating structures intuitively. And Gemini, I didn't touch on you. So Gemini, your Mercury is in Aries, so it is about self-promotion for you as well, and talking, because that is your strong suit. Taking a little bit extra time to think, because Mercury in Aries just wants to think and do, and sometimes do and then think. So be a little bit more cautious, and be more cautious about your actions and your words, and also your environment, because that's the accident energy. Okay, thank you for putting up with my laryngitis this week. My voice has just been really trashed lately, and I apologize for the difficulty in understanding me. Turn on the closed caption below. Please do like, comment, subscribe, and share. Check me out on Facebook. Check me out on Instagram. I am Artful Shelley. I am Angelic Zodiac, and I am also AstroEnergy podcast. You just put that in and you can find me. Yeah, if you want to get a private reading, I will put links below in the description and also through Facebook and my website, angeliczodiac.com, which has some glitches with PayPal, depending on your pop-up options and pop-up blocker, as well as your browser. So the best solution is either email me at the letters SNO at angeliczodiac.com, go on Facebook, or private message me on Instagram and I will set up a reading for you. So thank you very much. Thank you for sticking with me. And please do share the podcast because it really helps the word get out. Thank you and have a great week. See you next one. And I'm dirty glasses.
Hi, this is Shelley. Thank you for joining us this week. To contact me for a private reading, go to angeliczodiac.com under the Readings tab. To purchase my ebook, Learn Astrology, you can find it at angeliczodiac.com. Background music was provided by Kevin MacLeod at incompetech.com. Be sure to check back next week and subscribe through iTunes at AstroEnergy Astrology Show.